Cancer, you may be embarking on a massive journey or making a very big move in the month of March, and perhaps even going very far away. Looking at what's going on in the stars for you, we do end off this month with a huge lunar eclipse in your Libra 4th house of home and family. So we can definitely expect some sort of dramatic change in your personal life. We do also see a lot happening for you in regards to foreign travel and higher education, especially with Mercury and the Sun making contact with Neptune in your Pisces 9th house, which really does make me wonder if you are relocating far away or maybe reconnecting with your roots. If you're looking forward to this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification if you haven't done that already. That way you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Michael, and I utilize a tried and true method of combining tarot and Western or tropical astrology to intuit accurate monthly forecasts for your zodiac signs. For those of you who are ready for a deep dive and would like to book a personal reading or distance Reiki session with me, you can find a link for my website as well as all of my other social media accounts in the description of this video. Cancer, I only pulled a couple of cards for you so far, and it's already getting personal with the Queen of Cups and Ace of Cups both coming out in reverse. Now, the Queen of Cups is actually one of your indicator cards, and it's really interesting because this has actually happened in the past 3 readings I've done for this month, so it feels like a lot of people are maybe feeling out of touch with themselves, and I'm really getting this theme for you as well, Cancer. Maybe you're not trusting your intuition, or you're just feeling disconnected from your emotions or from your desires. This may also be indicating that there is some sort of disconnection, maybe an ending of a relationship that took place, or some sort of distance. This is all showing up as past influence for you. So this isn't necessarily something that's happening in March, but kind of on your mind and heart as you begin this month. And it really does feel like there's almost this sense of depletion with these two, because you are a water sign in particular, and both of these cards showing up in reverse really kind of feels like you're just running on low or even running on empty, and maybe your heart just isn't in things anymore, the things that you cared about or the people that you cared about. It just feels kind of like apathetic a little bit. I am very curious to see where this is going. I definitely want to shuffle some more cards for you, and as I do that, I'm just going to give my quick reminder that these are general readings, meaning not all the messages in this video are going to be meant for you specifically. It's up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and how, or if something should just be left behind for somebody else. If this video just does not resonate with you at all, it's totally fine, nothing went wrong, it simply wasn't meant for you at this time. But you are more than welcome to check out my channel, I'd really appreciate it, and maybe look for your moon or rising sign, especially for the astrology, as there may be some messages for you there as well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have an astrology chart calculator in the description of this video that should be able to point you in the right direction. So anyways, Cancer, what do we have for you in the month of March? What is going on? We do have, interesting, maybe you've been very stuck in your head with the 9 of Swords. It feels like maybe there's been some sort of depression or even anxiety or restlessness. Maybe that's part of this depletion or low energy that I'm getting for you. It feels a lot like mental health has been something that's been very important or very significant during this time. What else do we have? Interesting. Wow. We actually do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is quite an interesting change in direction here. I mean, literally that's what this card can represent, but even just what I was pulling a moment ago. Part of me wonders if maybe this anxiety is coming from an anticipation of a big change or shift that is about to happen in your life, whether you are aware of it or not. Your intuition might kind of be cluing you in here. And sometimes there's kind of this energetic lull in our lives before there is this major shift or a big wave. You know, when you think of a tidal wave coming in, the shore actually recedes. There is a loss of something before it comes rushing in. And I do kind of see that for some of you here, where maybe it feels like life has just sort of been dull or, again, just kind of low energy, not very engaged. And now there is something here that is changing very suddenly with the Wheel of Fortune, or changing in a very significant way, because this is often indicating a new cycle. And I'm not surprised to see this at all, because again, we do have a lunar eclipse at the end of this month in your fellow cardinal sign in Libra. So you are especially affected by this. This is affecting a very important area of your life. And again, this is about home, family, your roots, your ancestors. There's something here where you're really changing your relationship to these people or to this concept, these concepts. What is the Wheel of Fortune signifying? Interesting. Yeah, there is a big decision that you've been afraid to make with the Four of Cups in reverse, or maybe you've kind of been putting something off for a bit, but it feels like March is not the month where you can put this off any longer. We do actually have the Devil coming out as well. So this is very interesting, because some of you may feel stuck in a situation. You may be needing to do some shadow work and looking at the ways that you hold yourself back, or the patterns or dynamics in your life that are no longer serving you. So really significant energy coming in with these two major arcana, very central to this reading. What else is going on for Pisces? We do also have Venus and Mars at the beginning of this month, both in Aquarius, kind of squaring off or conflicting with Uranus in Taurus. For you, Cancer, this feels like there may be some sort of, maybe like disagreement or some kind of clashing of minds or values as well. For some reason, I'm kind of getting that with the Devil. Someone might be demonizing you, particularly a friend. But this could also be a community, a group of people, particularly like a religious community as well. As we are going through Pisces season, yes, there's a lot of focus on travel and other parts of the world, but there is also focus on spirituality and even religion. So some of you could be kind of examining how these things have affected your life and affected your development. And honestly, maybe even in a negative way with the Devil. Interesting. We do have the Three of Swords in reverse with the Queen of Wands, or in this case, Mother of Wands, coming out as well, and that is upright. Some of you might be getting over a fire sign. Could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Maybe connected to Capricorn energy with the Devil as well. Because the Three of Swords in reverse often does indicate getting out of a period of hardship. And I feel like you've just been very emotional. There's been some pretty intense feelings that you've been sorting through or swimming through here. But at the same time, there's kind of this like clutching to the things that you care about, returning to the things that are most precious and dear to you, Cancer, and finding that foundation in your heart feels very important. But I feel like there's something about you maybe revisiting a relationship with a fire sign. This could be romantic, this could be a friend, this could be a family member. Actually would make a ton of sense. But it feels like someone who's very close to you. This doesn't just feel like a casual person. Like there was history here. There was something that went down, and maybe you had to disconnect from somebody, and you may still be processing that. Maybe there's even a continued dialogue or a new conversation going on with this person. We do actually have Mercury going retrograde on April 1st, so April Fools to us all, I guess. But sometimes that does bring up people from the past. And for you, this also could be something about stuff happening at work or with your goals. Maybe there's someone who is somehow connected to these things as well. But that's going to be more for April. But I really do see that you're kind of working through some stuff. And honestly, Cancer, I almost get the sense that you may be working through some sort of addiction or maybe some unhealthy coping mechanism. I could definitely see that. And there's almost like a resensitization that's been going on, and maybe that's why you've felt numb for a while. Maybe you've been numbing yourself out. And now there is something that is changing here where you're starting to feel things again, or you're starting to heal from things from the past, and that's helping you kind of reconnect to your emotions and to your heart. Where is all of this going for Cancer? We have Judgment, a very big decision that you are making. There's definitely a momentous occasion at the end of this month. Again, this could be something about a move or something going on with family. There's a lot of really key parts of your life that are just very activated in March. I know it sounds like there's all of these different things, but for you in particular, March is a pretty activated month because we are in Pisces season, which is a water sign, which you are also a water sign. And then we go into Aries season, which is a cardinal sign. It begins a new season. It begins spring and you begin summer. You are both cardinal signs. So there's a lot here that's like, it's a lot of the main stages of your life are going into the main act, you could say. We do have the Ace of Pentacles as well. So there is new beginning. There is some new stability. This can indicate some financial abundance, but I actually do think this is also very likely, again, a move or setting your roots somewhere, because the Ace of Pentacles is often a new beginning or a planting of a seed, but with all of the aces, it is the slowest out of all of the aces, I should say. And it's one that is the most stable. Whatever is beginning has longevity to it. In the month of March, and I kind of think you know that, you are making a very big decision in your personal life, and it also feels like answering maybe to a higher calling or answering to your intuition or to what your heart's desire is. So really, really big stuff going on. Tell us some more about this Ace of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, maybe with this move, there is like a new job coming in for some of you, and that does actually make sense, especially as we're going into April. Some of you may be beginning a new job. Some of you may even be learning new skills as well with the Page of Pentacles, and that's just making sense all throughout Pisces season, but especially around the 8th and the 17th, as well as the 10th with the new moon in Pisces. I feel like there's some major abundance coming through, y'all. And I'd love to see that. We aren't gonna say no to that, right? But it feels like this is very connected to some major change or decision that is happening in your life with Judgment. Anything else for Cancer? What's going on in relationships for you? I'm curious. I feel like there's a lot of growth for you materially or financially. Maybe investing in something, maybe buying a home or moving. But what's going on in relationship for Cancer? We do have the Page of Swords or Daughter of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. So some of you are just having very serious conversations. This almost feels like logistical conversations in relationships this month. Maybe reevaluating things, reviewing a relationship, but this actually feels like a very open dialogue, which is interesting with the Page of Swords. So I think many of you are going to be having this conversation either with a partner or someone very close to you, or you are talking to someone, maybe like a therapist or a third party, and just kind of taking stock of your relationships overall. And this actually just feels kind of neutral. Maybe there's some good, maybe there's some bad. It doesn't feel overtly one way or the other, actually. Yeah, Queen of Swords, this really doesn't feel too much one way or the other. It just feels like you're being very practical in your relationships this month, which is kind of interesting. And maybe even like planning something in the long term with somebody, or seeking out counsel to make long-term plans. I don't feel like there's a lot of I don't feel like the focus here is primarily about emotions. And if it is, it's done in a very logical, almost psychological kind of manner. Yeah, it really feels like you're working out something logistical with somebody. And maybe improving a relationship by doing that. Because, yeah, we do have the Four of Wands. There is something that you are celebrating, or maybe there is some sort of occasion. Sometimes the Four of Wands is like a party or a wedding, something celebratory here, but it feels like you might be planning that. Are some of you planning a wedding, maybe? That actually could make a lot of sense. Or planning some sort of like big gathering or party like that. That's very interesting. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if that's something that comes up at all for you. Anything else in relationships for Cancer? I feel like we kind of covered a lot already. I think I'm going to pull a moon card for you. And then I'll end this off with an animal card. But what is the guidance for Cancer in the month of March? Show us clearly, please. Is it you? We do have the waxing crescent moon. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah, some of you have kind of lost faith in yourself and in your hopes. But it feels like there is something moving along here where things are starting to feel more possible for you again. And it is just like, it's just the beginning. It's just the start of a brand new cycle, because the waxing crescent moon is the phase right after the new moon. So there is some sort of growth here. And maybe that's kind of indicating something happening around the middle of the month when we do have a waxing crescent moon. Especially for those of you who want to travel, that is an important thing to not lose faith in. Some of you may even be thinking about going on like a pilgrimage or taking some sort of retreat, or kind of unplugging in some way, because that's almost the quality of this move or this travel that I'm getting for some of you. It's like letting you reconnect to things that really matter. I mean, maybe some of you are like going on a vacation or something too, but it almost feels like the focus is like a retreat. It's like a recharge. It's connecting you spiritually to something. I just felt like I needed to say that. What other messages do we have for Cancer? We do have the full moon in Scorpio. It is time to release negativity. Yes. I feel like a lot of you have been dealing maybe with mental health struggles, or just like kind of like a negative narrative or just negative self-talk. And I feel like that's actually something that you are releasing here as well. Again, I do feel like there could be some sort of shadow work with the devil and full moon in Scorpio. And maybe even part of this full moon lunar eclipse is you letting go of childhood trauma or childhood conditioning. Maybe some sort of expectation that was placed on you as well. That could be something that you are releasing or resolving. So some pretty significant stuff here. It feels like you're working on some very important issues in your life. And it's actually helping you look forward to things again is what I'm seeing. And that might sound counterintuitive, but it's like by addressing what's not working in your life, what feels out of alignment for you, and working to resolve those things, excuse me, you're actually becoming more empowered and you're able to look more hopefully towards the future. Anything else? Anything else for Cancer? Interesting. We do have new moon in Libra. A new cycle in romance begins, or a new romantic cycle begins. But this actually just feels like a relationship is just going to the next level. I don't feel like for a lot of you this is about a new relationship. Maybe for some of you it could be. But when I was pulling for relationships earlier, it felt like there was almost something logistical or practical that was being planned. Again, maybe something like a wedding or a marriage or moving in with somebody. That actually would make a lot of sense with the astrology too. Maybe you're moving in with somebody, or talking about that, talking about your future. But I mean, that's a really beautiful energy nonetheless. We definitely love the new moon in Libra because it does often indicate relationships growing stronger. Very, very nice. So I am going to end off with an animal card for you, Cancer, and I usually think of these as energies for you to embody, but we will see what comes through for you. What are the animal energies? What are the animal messages for Cancer? Yes, we do have the hawk. Oftentimes this is about a change, literally a change in the wind. Some of you, again, could be traveling or moving far away or just connecting to a different part of the world. This is also a card about perspective as well as messages. So some of you could be getting intuitive insights or flashes. Maybe you're reconnecting with that. And I think, again, by kind of unplugging or pulling away from things, you're getting a higher perspective on life and where you want to go. And it's interesting that I put this hawk right over the Judgment card here. You really are seeing your life in a very big way, kind of in a macroscopic way. You're seeing the different chapters in your life. You're seeing the kind of patterns, and you're also figuring out how to move forward as well. And a lot of the time with the hawk, there is something about perspective shift, and you may be expanding your worldview this month, especially in Pisces season. That would be making a lot of sense with this energy too. Anything else for Cancer? We do have the cheetah moving or running towards purpose, feeling more energetic. I love to see that. And I think there is something about you connecting with your passion again that makes a lot of sense to me. And to be honest, this doesn't just feel like a hobby, it feels like a purpose. Like you are connecting to purpose. That just felt like a really important distinction, because maybe some of you have been distracting yourselves or kind of coping through escapism. And I don't mean to say that hobbies are like bad things by any means, okay? I that's not at all what I'm saying, but we can pretty much use anything as a distraction. We can even use spirituality as a tool of distraction if we're not being mindful with it. So I think there is something about really moving in the direction that you want and feeling empowered to make choices that are good for you. That's just what I really get with the cheetah card, ultimately, and especially with the hawk here too. So yeah, it feels like there's a very exciting turn that is taking place for March. Definitely let us know in the comments down below what is going on for you. And be sure to hit like and subscribe if this resonated, especially if you've made it this far. You may as well, right? You can also find links in the description of this video for my website and my social media accounts. You can book with me online a personal reading or distance Reiki session. I will never DM you to solicit my services, so please report and block those people. And yeah, you're welcome to check out the other videos on my channel. Check out the playlist, helps the algorithm. You can watch the videos for your moon or rising sign. And I will see you all next time. Sending lots of love and positive energy your way, Cancer.